All right, what's up, guys? Dan Sharp here with Jordan from Turkey. So we had a few internet problems, but yeah, basically we're going to just kind of do Google Sheet stuff and scripts and those kinds of things. And so, Jordan, why don't you talk about the idea you had, man?
All right, cool. Yeah, let's dive in before my internet crashes again.
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to share your screen and like create the form and whatnot, and then we can go from there.
Sure.
All right, I'll let you go to town, and I'll just talk over what you're doing.
I don't know why I did that. I already had Drive open.
This is Whitfield to RP. I have a walkout.
Padlet test. Let's also make it so that it's takes in a username.
Sorry, what?
Okay.
Maybe and then the first question can be
Yes, I do.
some name that they input. Then we'll also take their email, and then just a question.
So we could do a name and then an email, and we could put some data validation on it so that it looks for an email address.
Okay, that's fine. And that way they don't have to be logged in. It could be for...
Yeah, then it doesn't necessarily require an apps login.
All right, cool. And then, so can you also do data validation on the question part and then limit it to like 140 characters like Twitter or something?
Yeah, let's do that. That's a great idea.
Length, okay. Yeah, maximum character count. Let's do 140. That's industry standard from what I've heard.
Let's put that in. All right, sweet.
Industry standard these days. All right, that's all we need, right, in our form?
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Now, with these new forms, does it automatically create the spreadsheet, or do we, like, if you click, okay, so...
Yeah, we have to create it, so I'll go ahead and create a new one.
How can I make...
We should probably name it. All right, there we go.
All right, perfect, yeah. Timestamp, name, email, question. Perfect.
Let me, I'll share this with you.
Cool. And do my RHEA. It's RHEA.
Right?
Nope, RH.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, there you are. There I am.
All right.
Cool.
Because what I was thinking is that you could basically transpose these responses or do some sort of formula. So like you had a prettier display case. And actually, let me go back because I remember that I want to do an image link. If they wanted to attach an image.
Oh! Is my internet still good?
Yeah, you're there.
Oh, sorry.
Can you do a URL? Look, you can do a URL data validation too.
Oh, perfect. To put to add a link.
Yeah, add an image. So that's on there now too.
Okay, and we'll have that be optional. Awesome.
Why don't you share your screen?
Okay. Okay, well, I'm going to go right into the script editor. And we'll start this thing up here. What are we calling it? What'd you call it? Padlet?
Test.
Padlet test. Why not?
We can redo it.
It's good. It's a good start. It's our working title. You know, we'll iterate later, right? It was function. All right, we're going to start with the do get. I don't know that we need the request, but and we're going to need an HTML file, and we'll just call that Padlet. And we need to HTML service. We're going to create HTML output from file. We're going to call that file. All right, I always forget how to do this part here. We're returning that. Or not. Var HTML. And then we're going to get that from Padlet, right? And we need to set sandbox mode to iframe. And we need to is that right? No, I think we just returned this. Because we're, sorry, I haven't done one of these in a while. I think because of the do get, I think you just return that HTML service. Let's just test it. Padlet test first try. And we need the dev mode. All right, and we got working in there.
Looks good.
Okay, so now we want to pull all of the data, right, from this sheet.
Right.
And so I also found, check this this website out. It's a CSS. It'll like build CSS for like a little.
Oh, no way.
Like a little talk bubble, right? And you can play with it, and it'll rewrite the CSS for you, which is great because I'm terrible at CSS. I don't know what your level of.
I've been going through it like crazy lately, so
yeah.
Trying to get into jQuery, so we'll see.
Oh, cool. So you're probably a little bit more familiar with it right now than I am, but this will put all of that stuff together for us. We can play around with it.
Yeah, let's do it.
And maybe we'll get like 3 or 4 different background colors, and then we'll random it up as like people submit things. But so right now I have. All right, we just have a purple bubble. I'm gonna copy that. Whoa.
Nice.
That was like the little never-ending mirror thing there. All right, so I'm going to add a style tag to our little HTML and just put in that code that I just generated. Oh, it's ugly.
Oh yeah, look at those. Those are great.
And let's just test. Let's just see what that looks like.
Yeah. Give it the class. Yeah, there you go.
And I think that should work.
Dude. Yeah, that is awesome. Beautiful.
Okay, there's our start. Now we get here do your form a couple times. I'm going to do it a couple times.
Yeah.
Go to live. Let's just get some data in there. My name is Jordan. And my question, Ooh, wait, I know a picture I want to put in there.
You're gonna do the Pokemon too?
Man, my girlfriend has been super obsessed with it, and it's getting me obsessed with it. Just a random tangent story. When I was in the States over the summer, I bought a cell phone, a new Galaxy S7. But since I've been back in Turkey, I actually have to register that cell phone with the government and get a brand new SIM card for it.
Sure.
And I haven't done any of that yet. So my cell phone is literally just a, it's a Wi-Fi only device, which is not what I intended on it being. You know what I mean?
That's funny, man.
But,
all right, I got a response. It's an image link.
All right, cool. Okay. All right, so we got some responses here, some image links. Now we need to get that data and throw it onto our web page. I'm actually going to I'm going to create a separate function just to kind of separate concerns here, and just call this get sheet data. We need to call the sheet that we have here spread sheet app open by ID. You actually have to explicitly grab the key because we're doing this as like a web app. So like we can't do the active sheet, which would be way easier, but open by ID and then get active. We can get the active sheet because I think there's only. I think right. Do you know the answer to that? Can we get active sheet if we have the key in there? Because we only have one sheet.
Yeah, that should work.
Yeah, I think so too. But
I think that's what I use to call for my batches, so I can double check it though.
Get sheets. I want to just do this another line. Yeah, I'm going to do this. Sorry. Typing on around here. Sheet get values, and then we're going to do starting on row 2, column 2. All right, because we don't need the timestamp, or should we use the timestamp?
Oh, that might be good. Let's try to see if we can pull the timestamp in.
Okay, and because we can display that in.
Yeah, because that could be displayed down.
Or like, maybe so even when we're organizing it, I guess on the.
Yeah, sort it.
Should be able to get last row. And the thing about get last row is I found you have to subtract 1 from it because it always gets an empty row there at the end. So I just do it that way. And then I'm going to return data.
Do you have to use the get sheet values, or can you just do get range?
I think you can do get range, or I think there's one called get. I think there's a get data range, and that'll pull in the whole sheet. But I just thought because we don't need this for like, I don't think we really need the first row. So I always
do like get range A2 through, E or something. I don't know if that just simplifies the code a little or not.
Like if you do get data range, that pulls in like this right here will pull in all of the data on the sheet. But I just wanted to get rid of that first row. Yeah. I mean, and you can do that in other ways too. Like, yeah. Yeah, you're right. You definitely can simplify it. So like if we do it this way, let's just make that the data. And I'll just add get data range there on the end, and that gives us all that data right there. Or we could simplify it more, and I won't even save it to. There we go. And now we're not even now we're not even defining a variable. We're just literally calling this function and returning all that data in an array.
Yeah.
Now, I don't need that here, but we do need, where are we going to call this get sheet data function? And I think the best way to do that is with jQuery from our HTML document, right? So we can, here at the bottom, we'll put in a jQuery tag, and then we'll put our own and then we'll put our code here. So somewhere in here, we're going to do Google script run with success handler. We're going to call that get sheet data. And then this is where we'll handle that.
Right.
And we need jQuery link. Have you been doing the jQuery stuff on Free Code Camp?
Oh yeah, man, it's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've thanks for that recommendation, by the way.
That's where the only reason I know anything is because of Free Code Camp. That sounded like that was a weird sentence. So
that's
here's
great.
the jQuery link in there, and we're going to just put our our code right in here in this with success handler. Let's I'm going to delete our test bubble. I'm going to actually add a class to the body and just call it container.
There you go.
Or maybe, is that right? Maybe I'll just call it main. I don't know. I'm going to do a div, and we'll call this class of bubbles.
There you go.
And now we'll append our bubbles to that. So response for each, and then each. And we're going to grab that bubbles class, and we're going to append a div class bubble. It was just bubble, right? Single?
Yeah, it's just bubble.
All right, cool. And we'll call it response. So we're going to get an array of all this data in here. And so like response 0 is going to be this first column with the dates.
Got it.
Response 1 is going to be the names. Then response 2 will be the emails. And then the question will be response 3. So we'll put response 3 in there. And then let me, goodness gracious. Close that div. And see what we got. That seem right? Did I miss anything?
Let me see. So you're going to do Are you just trying to get it to display the third one? Right.
So that, like, the way it'll work. So this. So I'm going to do response for each. So I'm going to actually add.
Right, because you're going to loop it.
Yeah. So it's going to loop over, and we're going to end up with an array that looks like. That's one array, and then we're going to have a So we're going to have a bunch of arrays.
Right,
inside.
of all the different responses. Yeah.
Right. So this first one, and this will be like 1, 2. Right. It'll be that time, and then there was like username, and then there was question, and then there was
image.
Image. Right. So.
Yep.
So one, like for each part that I have here, we'll grab each of those, and that first each will just be this first array, right? And then so the very like the first element of that ends up being 0, right? So like the elements that I'm calling here for sorry, this shouldn't be response. This should be each. Clicking on the wrong tab. There's too many tabs.
Dude,
so this time, the first element ends up being 0. Each bracket 0. Username is each bracket
1.
1. Each bracket 2. Each bracket 3. So I just am going to show this question in there just as like as a test here. Oh, sorry, that should be 2 then, shouldn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. That's what I was wondering.
Okay. So that is just let's delete that. And I think we can. Authorization is required to perform this action.
Because you probably.
It wants the sheet, right? Like.
Yeah.
So where is it? Where is it asking?
Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it.
Oh, is it because it's your sheet?
Hold on, I'm just reviewing the permissions and see if it'll work. Right now.
I think just with view, it should be fine. Just with view permission, should be good.
I think you have edit though, because you can get into the script editor.
The thing is, I think it's because we're pulling it from this URL, this web URI. And so you need to loosen the permissions a little bit more.
Mine says authorization is required as well. So
let's do.
What was our plan on that?
View and manage your spreadsheets in Google Drive. Now I'm getting just a blank screen now. Oh, when all else fails, cannot read property for each of null.
So doesn't get.
So it's not getting anything right.
It's not able to get the responses.
Should be getting something. Is that right? Get sheet data? Get sheet data? Yeah, okay.
But I mean, get sheet data may not be getting anything. Let's change.
Yeah, it's saying null. So
let's change it to. Can you do it just to be get range, or you're gonna make it a variable?
Well, yeah, I just wanted to see because I want to log.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna run it here. Get data range. I know what's wrong. Get values. So now it's going to show me that. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
So our very first.
Yeah, it's the header.
Our very first element is the headings, and then we should have 1, 2.
Timestamp. Yep.
Perfect. Okay.
That's awesome.
But we got to get rid of the headings, so I'm going to return data. There's a function called shift, and that pops the first element off of a here, and I'll just log this one too. That pops the first element off of an array. I don't want the you know what we can do. Data.shift, because it returns the popped off value logger data. All right, there we go. So now we got rid of this. Okay.
That's cool, man. I didn't know you could do that.
So shift takes the first element off an array, and so then pop takes the last element off of an array, right? Like.
That is cool. All right, awesome.
Those are good little array functions to know. But the thing is, so the reason I'm running it like this is when you shift it, it actually returns the shifted value. So if we if you just return data.shift, then all you're returning is the headers.
Header, yeah.
Yeah. So we don't want to do that. Now let's see what we have here. Uncaught script editor. The script completed, but the return value is not a supported return type. So return data. We're getting here, not a supported return type.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I don't either. It's not even console logging that. Maybe. Return value is not a supported return type. Maybe because data is not a. I want it to be an array. Right. Okay. It's okay with a string. We're going to do JSON first. See if that works. I'm kind of just experimenting with things that. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
We got something. We got to start.
Yeah.
So
the email.
Do you want me to just go over what I just did there?
Yeah.
Sorry, it wasn't really. JSON is like JavaScript object notation.
Right.
And it's like it's an object, but it's formed with key value pairs. And there's a method called stringify that turns it takes that object and it turns it into a string. And by a string, I just mean, like a normal string, like anything inside of these quotation marks. Well, then, so I'm turning the object that we get here, this data object,
into a string.
I'm turning that into a string.
But it's only getting.
And then on the other end, I'm turning it back into
Jordan, you there, dude? Well, hang in there, everybody. You might have lost internet in Turkey again. You back?
Yep, I'm back. Sorry about that.
That's
I don't know
okay.
what's going on. I don't know what's going on with the internet today, but I'm going to share my screen again.
Yep.
And I was talking about JSON, and so like I'm turning it into a JSON object, or I'm turning it into a JSON object, and then I'm turning it into a string, and then back into a JSON object. I don't know why it's clean it up later.
Sure.
We'll have to look into why it's working that way, because I've definitely returned functions before. I've returned things before, and so I don't exactly know why it's not letting us do it now, but that's fine for now, isn't it? Like,
yeah, I'd be curious to know why it's not returning, but yeah, let's roll with it for now.
Let's roll with it for now. Okay, so we've got 3 little bubbles here. I think it would be, what I'm noticing is I'd like them to be like in a column one after the other, rather than like right below each other.
Right.
And it's like a fixed height instead of just whatever you need, right? Like it's not, so it ends up being so we don't quite see.
Can you
it's also not putting the data in there that I intended on it. So
well, why don't we just change the let me see if I can change the CSS. Hold
on. In fact, I think what we should do is let's switch over to your screen for a little bit, and like so you can play around with it, and then I'll just talk you through things as we go, because I think we've basically got it functioning. The rest now is just cleaning it up, right? Like just making the CSS look a little bit nicer. And
right. I was trying to remember.
You want to do that, or do you want me to keep typing, or what are you all about?
Oh no, you're fine. I was just trying to remember some of the column stuff. I can't remember all of it.
The other thing too is, so there's a another thing I found, skeleton CSS. It's a really small CSS library, and it's got a good like column grid system. Though I don't know if it I don't know if we could do 3. I guess it must be able to do 3 columns. And we could throw in a CSS library in there if we don't want to code all the things out ourselves. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I was thinking of I'd love to get the Bootstrap library, but
we could even put Bootstrap in here.
Yeah.
Have you been playing, if you like, especially if that's what you're doing on Free Code Camp? It never hurts to reinforce that.
What I'm learning.
Do you want to put it in there? Because there's a CDN somewhere out there.
Yeah, I don't know where to find it though. That's where I'm, because in Code Camp it's just already baked in, so I'm not sure where.
All right, well, here we go, right here. So so just the CSS from Bootstrap. I'm gonna copy. It's this right here. A CDN is like a distributed network. I forget what it's, centralized distributed network, I think. And we'll, so you add a link tag at the top, and it has to have rel style sheet. And
I can't see your screen, by the way.
Sorry? Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm just, now it is, right? There was an error loading your app. Okay. Oops. Okay, you can see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. So that CDN value that I just that I found here from Bootstrap.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's all right. Hey, I'll be right back. I'm gonna let you plug in the Bootstrap stuff.
Okay. And let me screen share it again. Okay. After the third disconnection, so I've got this link element at the top of my HTML. Rel should be style sheet, and then href is that CDN. I'm going to save that, and we are going to take a look. It should change the font a little bit, like, yeah, and that's about all it did. Then, whenever Daniel comes back, he's going to actually have to help me with the CSS Bootstrap. But we're going to make this a little differently here, and we're going to do var HTML, and we're going to call this an empty string. I'm going to add HTML. Oh, sorry. In this for each loop, and we're going to say HTML. I can't be right. Sorry. Our HTML needs to be inside the loop. Empty. And then we're going to just kind of build out a little bit of HTML. And eventually, once we're done building HTML, then we're going to append that HTML variable to into this bubbles class. add a how does this come? Row. Could not connect the server. Stop it. Did I lose? Oh, okay. So we're going to add class equals row. And after the row, we're going to add a div class.
Sorry, man, I'm back. Where are we at?
Sorry. You're going to have to remind me. So, okay, in Bootstrap, to do the columns, it's row. And then below that, then you have, is it col?
XS.
Like,
it's like XS and then 6 or 4.
XS would be for like small, like that would be for like a mobile screen. I
Yeah,
think SM would be for,
I think it's MD.
this would be for like a tablet, SM.
Yeah, and then
LG is for like a laptop, and I think there's like XL for like real, like full.
Yeah, try LG.
LG.
Yeah, and then do let's try 4.
4, and then so we'll have
like 3 across,
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, because it's on a 12. It's like a 12 column system. So okay, so then inside of that, then we're going to do HTML plus equals, and this is where I'm going to put the div class bubble.
Right.
And then add response. So before I had response 2, but that didn't seem like it was correct because it was giving me 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yeah, response. Nope, sorry. Each 3. Plus, and then I'm going to close this div. Right, and then I'm going to add one other thing, key tag that has used to and then we're going to close out all of the things that I left open at the top. 2 divs, right? So I've got a row and a column still open. So
I wish we could work together on the script editor because I could.
I know that would be so great. If, it would be so great if it was like Google Docs and that you could both be working on it at the same time. There's got to be a reason for it not being. I don't know what it is though. Okay, that looks a little bit better. I wish there was a way. How do we make it so that fluid positioning? No. This is like a static height to this. I wonder if that has to be. Shoot. This guy, 120 pixels. I wonder if we take that out. I wonder if I'm going to take out height 120 pixels and just see what change that makes. All right, that's not bad.
Yeah. I don't know why we can't get it to go in rows.
Oh yeah, you're right. It didn't. It's not in columns, is it?
And I think what's weird is that it.
Let's. You know, I know.
It looks like the
position. And then this position absolutes. And that's because. the position and position absolute is because this has something to do with how the little talk tail is placed in this thing.
Oh.
Like if we were to take that part out, so the first one is relative. I wonder how that screws it up now. I think it'll be, but it's not actually.
Yeah, that doesn't look too bad.
Relative bubbles. Inside the bubbles, we've got a row.
Change the column in Bootstrap to MD instead of LG.
Oh, MD. That was the other. Yeah.
No.
Let's just look at it what it is on XS. Console XS. And all right, we need it to. Oh, I have another. I think I know one other reason that this is screwy. I'm going to take out this whole row, and I'm going to put the row right here. What it's doing right now is it's adding a new row for every single one of these.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that was the problem, but I think it certainly didn't help. Hey.
Yeah. Nice job.
There's something. Okay. So
now the width, you just need to change the width in the CCS. So let's make it like what 200 or something.
Okay, so I took the height out. What if I just take width out and it's
then it's just
and let it be
oh yeah.
And I'm gonna add this padding is at 0. I'm gonna make it 10 so that the letters aren't, you see how they're like pressed right up against there?
Yeah, give it a little spacing. Yes.
That looks better. Now I am realizing this.
The email's not in the bubble.
Yeah, so I didn't want the email in the bubble, but I wanted it to be below the.
Oh, that's a good point.
Right, like the little tail, but these ones aren't even displaying the tail. I'm not totally sure why not. I think because it's hard to say. But I'm going to do the form one more time. I want to see what a fourth. I want to see what a fourth one looks like.
Yeah,
it should
put it.
It should just come right down here, right?
Yep.
And that's what we're hoping, but.
Yep.
What did I say I was about to do? Oh yeah, the form. I don't have it open. Okay. Go to live form. And if my name is Jordan, and will this be placed correctly? Okay. Ooh,
oh, that's
here.
Interesting.
That is interesting. We're over here now. That's not correct. So we got two things that are kind of wonky. This little tail, and then the placement over here.
Let me see where the tail's going.
I wonder if they are. Oh, it's one big iframe, isn't it? Interesting. Bubble.
What was below? Oh, there's the div. Okay.
So we've got the row, and we've got this XS. We've got the bubble class. After should be showing.
Oh, is it because of the border, how we changed the padding?
Ah. I think you're
Because
right.
if you look at border, the border width is different for bubble after. And the position. So hold on.
So
like it, because you can change its position.
This?
Like it's
this. This border width here, you mean? No.
Well, no. I'm looking at the bottom, like where it says bottom negative 15 pix.
Ah. Yeah.
312 pix. So like the bubble, I don't know. Maybe change the like positioning. Like, can bubble after be like, I don't know, 150 pixels or something?
Like the left, you mean?
And can you just take out bottom?
Well, I think the bottom is what affixes it to the bottom, because it's absolutely positioned in relation to this bubble. So I think we need the bottom, but the left,
right.
I think you're right. I think that's what's screwing it up.
Well, but you also got rid of the height though, so the height changes now. So like each bubble has a different height, but bubble after is constantly putting it minus 15 pixels. So I don't know if it's confused about the height changing.
Well, let's try. Let me just try taking away one parameter at a time. Let's just see. Because I think you're right. It's just going to get eaten up by. Oh wait, no, that's kind of okay.
Yeah, that looks much better.
But we need to move. We need to move these down a little bit. And why do you think? And why do you think this is over in the third column instead of restarting over here? Is it?
I don't.
Is it because it's not?
Let me do an.
Oh, I mean.
Let me do another response just to see.
Okay. I wonder if I just
try it again.
Yeah. Okay. So this was yours. So that's that's over in the first column now. Why is this over in? Oh, there we go. So okay, look at this.
Whoa.
So it has something to do. I think it's. No, we have it on extra small 4. What if I change this to SM? No, that's not what we want. Oops. XS. thought it was. Is it a 12? Is it a 12 grid system, or is it a?
Yeah, it's 12.
It is 12, so it should be 4. Oh, what's this now?
Cool, buddy. Well, hey, I gotta bounce because I got a meeting.
Yeah.
But,
And I think it's about our hour, but I think we got a working something here.
yeah, this is great. Maybe what we can do is we can pick it up next week
Yeah, that sounds good.
and broadcast again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Cheers, man. I think this was kind of cool. Hopefully, we can turn this into something.
Yeah, man. And thanks everyone for if you were hanging out watching. I know Austin was up with his class.
Oh, really?
Broadcast. Yeah, Austin was broadcasting to his class, so that's pretty sweet. But
Stop screen
yeah, man. Whoa.
Absolutely.
Crazy.
And it's
All right, Jordan.
It's dark here now, so I'm kind of sitting in the dark and staring at the screen. So.
Yeah, I think it's raining outside, so I'm gonna go see if we have to have indoor recess or something. But cool, man. That was fun.
Cheers, man. Great talking to you.
All right, we'll catch you again.